undefeated prior. Um, I think it's super interesting. We have the German guy, Tobias, new to the league, and Alec, one of Eli's friends. So good clash here, and it was sure to excite. So a few things to note, right? We have Terapagos on one side, um, Mega Aldino, Sneaky Good Mon, doubled up on the fairies, of course. I think that's interesting for the Darkrai, and the infamous Dog. So this should be a good match. We'll go ahead and get started. Turn off that sound. Can you hear everything all right, by the way? I assume you guys can
Yeah,
hear it. Okay,
yeah, we can hear you.
cool. Sounds good. All right, so strong start here. Um, we saw the Marowak Lola put in a lot of work last season under Trick Room, so that was neat. Who's Kindergarten Cop? Oh, this guy. Yeah, so hard switch into the Marowak, and it only gets a little bit done. This is a really scary looking duck at the moment. And then, yeah, Ladio's trying to set up. That's somewhat suboptimal, especially with a weak stored power there. And yeah, that set did not work as planned. So Prudent plays the weakness policy that was pretty telegraphed there, and looks like another strong start for Alex. But yet again, another trick room goes up. It is 3-5 with a distinct advantage in Alex's favor. But as we'll see, um, yeah, the Aqua Jet wasn't enough to bring down Pheasantipity. And here is some buffoonery. Okay, this Poltergeist definitely killed, right? Mega Bayonet strong. And he gets the Toxic Chain proc on Mega Bayonet, so this thing's on a timer. Very unfortunate um, for Alec. So that probably sealed the game right there. D-Bond, again, that's like one of the few things Mega Bayonet can do. So just protecting on that, that's solid. And yeah, that wouldn't have actually done anything this whole sequence if it wasn't poison. So tough stuff. Gets a sick Dragon Tail off, and the game still looks like it's achievable. Now this 1,000 arrows killing is crazy. That's got to be banded, um, or I don't know really, but really strong stab ground move. Some some to not mess with. Good read there on the Will-O-Wisp, and a Memento looks like Alex got every trick in the book to seal this game up, and Darkrai looks really strong here. I'm not really sure. I think he's just praying that it's not E-Speed or Scarf. And yeah, I know how it ends, right? But yeah, just a Scarf at the end. That's tough stuff. Alec getting his first loss against Hades. So I think Hades now has two um, in the interdivisional series, but nonetheless a great match and some hacks one of the ways. Cool stuff. All right, next we got Mr. Dripski versus General Snowrunt. I'll give a brief preamble and I'll let Mr. Dripski take it from there. But yeah, pretty tough matchup. Snowrunt's got a good team, and he was demoted after a few seasons in Zeus. So really strong, and he's on top of the leaderboards. Mr. Dripski, do you want to talk us through your thought process here?
Yeah, I think you were sort of a part of the prep, definitely. I think that you remember we were kind of, I mean, just every single Mon was a threat in some capacity
Hmm.
on his team. I mean, even what didn't come was the Electrode, and that was really what was Ursaluna was built to try and take on the Ursaluna, or sorry, the Latios and the Electrode, because Terra Ice just was kind of tearing through the team. It just was volt switching everywhere, doing crazy work with specs. Um, for everything else, the Azu was there to try and trap like a greedy gouging, like if the gouging fire, because Azu really doesn't do anything into it, like from an attack standpoint. I think all the
Hmm.
calcs that I was doing, like everything was like 30 to 40 range.
Hmm.
Again, a greedy gouging can Dragon Dance, Morning Sun that off, and yeah. So this felt like best. I think in a perfect world, I have a better answer for the Petron. I don't think I really had anything too great with what was brought, but and then, yeah, I mean the Miss Magius was Scarf. Ghost move was really good with Terra Ghost, and then Banded and Meow. Hindsight 2020 probably should have had speed control to take care of anything else that was like because Scarf Ladio seemed really good, but also Specs seemed really good too. So honestly, it's obviously hindsight's 2020 with everything, but um, and the Empoleon set was just like every single bundle set that we came up with got beat by that Empoleon because this was the taunt or sorry this was the Encore set here. He had Vacuum Wave to bypass that. He then was able to kind of get around flipping with this. The Latios came in, which was Scarf and was a bitch. So
Oh shit!
honestly,
Wait. That broke sub, did it not?
I think
Okay, double
uh,
flip. Okay,
yeah, double flip.
okay,
Actually, triple, not yet. Yeah, just yeah, triple flip.
okay. That's
um,
that's brutal.
yeah. So the Empoleon, I definitely wanted to leave Bundle on the bench, but I think I was having a hard time leaving a choice. So hence why it's here. The flip turns were just insane. I mean, there's nothing really I can do to stop that. I just had to hope that there was something big enough of a threat that like forced him to stay in because everything was just so reactionary.
Yeah,
Um, but I think hindsight, again, 2020, I probably feel like I'd have a better chance if I had something that forced him, like you can't click flip. And then the turn one, I think that was missed. That was talked about a little bit. I definitely, again, I feel like I'm talking like I now know what's going to happen. But the turn one, like for some reason, I just thought like, okay, Palafin could be Scarf because that really catches a greedy Meowscarada. But then there's just no reason for him to think that. Like there's no reason for him to build that way because if I'm Scarf again, speed control. Like there's just no reason for him to do it. So turn one would have absolutely been different whether I hit a U-turn or flower trick or something. But because it was banded, right? So I could have got a knock for free on something. And I actually think was it the gouging that came in, right?
yeah. It was
That
gouging into the flare blitz on your Azumarill, which put it on a timer,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. So I mean, potentially a Morning Sun comes out first, which not saying not saying I lost because of turn one, but again, he didn't get punished for anything.
Yeah, it's good to like kind of build on what you learn and the information you have. You can kind of build a profile on SnowRun, um,
Yeah,
kind of see
yeah,
what they like
exactly.
to do, and you'll probably see him come playoff time if you guys both make it, which would be a neat rematch. Obviously, pretty tough because he's got a great team and he's a good player,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know,
But if you want to win it, you got to go through the best. So I mean, this was yeah, again, just insane brings everything. Preparing for a freeze, like I mean, again, I know Scald is a easy bring and Napoleon support, but still, like just the four moves that Napoleon had were probably the best four moves that you could ask for. So.
yeah. I think it's tough too because this Ursaluno is making like really good progress into his team. It just this Crocodile is really problematic putting the Intimidate on. He can't really close out kills. Um,
Mhm.
but
Yeah. I just couldn't finish any of the kills, which were really tough.
yeah, and the pressure would flip turn and Stealth Rock is classic, and yeah, this is just tough. I think we kind of see the picture. Also, this is a really cheap Petra run. I think it is like 12 or 13 points. That's pretty undervalued for what it does. It's a good spin blocker and uh, spread status like a
It
mofo.
didn't have I don't think it had parting shot. I don't think, or at least it
Okay.
didn't show it.
Yeah.
Like that might have been last move because I was thinking about some like cool like clear amulet sets on some of them like um, for example like the Hitmontop if I go Terra Steel right then
Hmm.
it can't parting shot and then it also can't confuse me. Um, but again hindsight 2020 and that's obviously just kind of me spitballing from a team building side, like because I mean, after the game, you always think like, all right, like if I played those exact sets, what would I bring? And that was one I thought was potentially like a clear amulet, Terra Steel,
Yeah.
blocks the parting shots and just kind of shuts that down. And then obviously, I'm not doing too much back, but I could potentially set up again. I could force a sub bulk up and force some. You can't just flip one in front of me.
So if you take a look at the end game though, this was like extremely close. I guess this is maybe a Scarflatios. I wasn't paying too much attention, but
Yeah, yeah. Yep,
with the rocks
that
up,
was it.
Meow actually cleans the whole team, I think, unless this is Colbur. So maybe needed a bit of attack, but yeah, closer game than the final score indicates, and um, yeah, Hades on alert. Okay, next we got JKG versus Pump Gun. This is the silly German guy that brings the silly sets that we all love. JKG, you're in the call. Would you like to talk to us about your prep a little bit?
Yeah, I can speak to it. I kind of took Gordon posted something in his PRs a couple weeks ago about it was the week that I ran the Shell Smash Torkel with the screens Chiyu, and he talked about trying to get used to the team a little bit before trying to get too cute with it in his words, and so that's kind of what I did this week. I ran some pretty standard stuff. I ran two Scarfers, a choice specs, booster energy on Boulder. So yeah, I kind of just tried to play it a little simple to get accustomed to the team, and so yeah.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because you're going up against this insane person who's bringing like the most wacky sets. So it's a nice, I guess, dichotomy there. And yeah,
Yeah,
leaves banned.
yeah, this turn one, I had no idea. Was it going to be special? What? I had no idea what this Dragonite was going to do. I clicked Willow, but I honestly was sitting here thinking this thing could just click Hurricane or whatever against me right now.
Yeah. Well, it worked out in your favor. It looks like you crippled it for the rest of the game, assuming it's banded. And um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was banded.
yeah. I see you. I see you got the Kafka Grigus. Do you like this thing so far? It seems pretty strong at the price point. Big fan.
Yes, I uh I love Cofagrigus. I've been using it for a long time. Um, I've been playing I've been playing competitive since Gen 6 days, and I mean back then it was pretty good for low tier mon. So yeah, I think it's very well worth the price point.
Gotcha. Does it get Eviolite access, or is that like a totally separate thing, like that regional Runegrigus form? I don't
No,
know.
it does not get it. No, it does not get the ability to use EV Light.
That would be busted as hell. So you're making, we're talking, but you're making excellent progress into his team here, with this guy spreading toxic spikes. Um, yeah, I think you're in a pretty strong position. Anything at this mid game you're thinking about?
So I know I was talking with 616 afterwards because he was expecting the Swallow to be a Guts facade set, which did end up being, but the entire time I was thinking I thought it was going to be a throat spray boom burst set.
Mm.
Um, and so I was really trying to play around that Swallow because it was faster than everything I had on my team except for my Scarf Mons. This Trick Room really did catch me off guard though. When I saw Trick Room, I was not necessarily expecting the Trick Room to come out.
Yeah, that's one of those pump gun brings that just leaves you uh, smiling because it's just cool. Probably
Yeah,
did work
and
out.
it ended up working too. I mean, it put in work.
Yeah.
Um,
So then you're obviously in a strong spot. You got your sun up for, was it Heat Rock on your Torkoal?
yes, it was.
Okay, so you got your sun up like online indefinitely. Your team is really scary. Just thinking about it with all the speed and power. So you're in a pretty
Yeah,
commanding spot. Does this thing get triple axle by the way? This
it does.
oh, okay, dang. Natural gift. I don't know what that's all about. And yeah, looks like you're about to clean up pretty well with your remaining mons. And oh, you were Scarf. Okay, perfect.
Yes,
That is it's a very scary back three right there. So good dub, and uh you finished it off in 16 turns. So congratulations on that. Any closing
thank
thoughts
you.
on the team or your next matchup or anything like that?
I don't think so. I actually don't even know who I play next. In all honesty.
Fuck it, let's go. I love it. Sounds good. Well, thank you for joining, and we'll look forward to seeing your game next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. And if you have any other thoughts on the remaining games, you want to stay online, feel free. We're going to breeze through this
Yeah.
Bookwu versus Talos night game real quick. Cool. So this is another interdivisional match. I think Bookwu, struggled a little bit out the gate playing me and Eli, but coming back strong last week against RDG Dom and looking to continue it versus Talos Knight. So the first game that they played, this Zygarde in this slot right here. It actually went into Zygarde 100% form upon losing a certain amount of HP, which requires it requires a lot for you to get to that state. You have to like actually put that in. So they decided to play it from the top. I think it's coming up now. Um, we'll take a look at the state that they're in. Yeah, right here. So Jolteon obviously had a pretty strong game this week. It's not Terra, so it doesn't get any of its primary advantages with combating ground types with Terra, but having a fairy move into Zygarde is pretty sweet, and it's putting in some amazing work here. So Bookwo's pretty much turned it up. His team's flowing a lot better than the first 2 weeks, and he's spin blocking with Goldingo, kind of making the team work and getting a lucky drop there for the Mega Caesar. I'm sure it roosted or something like that. So yeah, commanding lead for Bookwoo. You got rocks up, and then honestly, for not so wonderful Mons, you just take a look at the quality difference and it's pretty stark. So, um, yeah, GG. I think Talos kind of ran into a brick wall here. Um, not much more else to say. We'll skip over that part, and then we already went through that one. This is Dream Eater versus Lay. I like the custom sprite. I think I've said that before. But for those that didn't know, I think Lay was 2-1 and Dream Eater was 0-3. Kind of struggling a little bit here, but managed to bounce back and get a pretty cool win. He's brought the Strudel 3 times in a row now. I don't know what that's all about. Uh, kind of a joke maybe, but
I just like Strudel.
I just like Strudel. There you go. I think it does something this game. Is that right? It
Actually, this is probably the game it did the least.
did the least. Okay. It does the healing thing, but it doesn't drop the stats and doesn't pivot. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know you were in the call, so we'll kind of take it from the top. Is there anything going into your mind prepping for this game?
The big thing was I knew grass would do really good into me. I really didn't want to lose Runerigus right away, so I ran Rindo on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was the big one. I did want to get pivots with the Strudel because there was no Dark type, but there was the Dark Terra on the Ninetales, so I saw that as an opportunity to bring Strudel. Lay did bring Dark Terra and brought Clear Amulet on the Slitherwing, which I suppose is better than bringing Banned. Like I'd rather just not be banned. I was really scared of that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
and
that's a cool set, right? You get Stop the Intimidate on Tauros, which kind of walls
yeah,
this thing. Okay. Good bring
and
on their part.
I knew Crobat was going to be good. I needed a flying type.
Mm-hmm.
This is Crobat's first game actually came out as a dub, so
Nice. Yeah. Very, very speedy guy. Little little weak sometimes, but you can slap some items on there, or you could even run bulkier sets. Very versatile.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Do a little scouting there. You see that he's got the Rocky helmet. And actually, this is a pretty solid Raging Bolt game once you get a few Draco Meteors off. And, well, Sylveon, that's tough. I forgot what you did here. I know you win in the end. Okay, pops light screen again. Interesting. Now you got a lot of chip because rocks are still up. Okay. What are you kind of thinking at this mid game? Just keep your current state. You haven't popped your Rindo on the Runegurgus yet.
Yeah, I just wanted to not lose anything too early. Sort of scout to see what was the plan here. I was worried about the Sylveon, but it turned out the Sylveon was quite supportive. It didn't have like a really good offensive presence.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the thing I was scared of. Was okay, is Sylveon just going to pop a Hyper Voice, get a +1, and then just start clicking on me?
Oh, that was a pretty sweet crit you got there, but still, a
Oh
lot of
yeah, big
pressure
time.
on the treads. Um, do you have any removal? Yeah, you have defog. That's good. Okay,
Yes,
so you get some damage off on this guy. Um, and you have roost, maybe? I think I remember
yes,
seeing
I
that.
do. I do have Roost.
Okay, so you're pretty much covered from a utility standpoint. And the Raging Bull here, I thought that was a really cool bring. Did you think he might bring screens, or did you just think the no drawback's pretty cool too?
I didn't think screens. I just wanted to bring something that could hit the iron treads nicely and fire. I mean, I knew fire was or sun was going to be here,
Yeah,
so having a boosted fire type move would be real sweet.
nice. Without recoil too, so you don't hurt yourself. That's good. And we
Yeah.
have a pretty. I mean, a lot of turns have passed, but like a lot of progress has
Oof.
also been made. Yeah, you did get a crit there. But
Is
Ninetales,
the
good.
did Lay say did they didn't have clear amulet for the Strudel, right? It was for Intim.
Yeah, had
It
to be
had to have
right.
been right. Like that couldn't have been like oh they dreams brought
There's,
Strudel, right?
I know. I think it was the clear amulet was for the Strudel.
Oh
I
my
thought that's what we
goodness,
It
discussed.
worked out well.
Yeah.
that's really good for him, I guess. Okay, first weather ball. I don't know what the play was there.
Surprised no earth power, to be honest.
Yeah, he's. Oh, I bet it was like a sleep powder set and you were burned. That's really
Oh,
cool.
interesting.
Okay, we're piecing it together. And then I don't know why fire though. I guess maybe he thought that Crobat would switch in.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. Oh, you still get one more turn out of this. That's good.
Yeah, we leave it.
So it's 4-4. Okay. It's tough without rocks on your side, I guess. No, but you
Hmm.
was this a banded Tauros?
I think it was no, it was scarfed.
Okay, dang, you put a lot of damage on that Milotic. Sweet. And then Morning Sun, that's a good bring too.
Yeah.
Cool. Now you're kind of at a neutral state. Get the U-turn off. Put
I
in
was
a rock.
waiting for a ground move here, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised there just wasn't.
Yeah, probably a little pressured by that Crobat too. Funny enough, I
Hmm.
know he knows the move set, but then he has to like start really thinking about it. And you get two intimidates off,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of pivoting, payoff move. Okay, now does this ice spinner? Nope, no ice spinner. Perfect. That was a really good read.
I was hoping for that. Big time.
Yeah,
When I got the burn, I was like, oh yeah, that's going good.
and then stealth rock.
I forget why I went rocks there. I think I was worried
Um,
about that switch. Like, I didn't want to burn because of the
it worked out.
thing coming back in. Yeah.
Yep. So GG to you, and congrats on your first win. Um,
Thanks.
yeah, who do you play next week?
I didn't even look yet. Oh
Awesome.
yeah, I missed the Diamond Storm.
Oh yeah. I think he's had it clutched up though with Crobat, so it's all
Yeah.
good. Big dubs. Terra Deancey's pretty solid.
Hmm.
All right. Moving on, we got Dom versus Side B. I had the displeasure of seeing this live, and I felt really bad for Dom. Side B, I see you're in the call. Do you want to kind of walk us through what you're thinking here?
Yeah, I think the big thing was, don't lose to Spectre or don't lose to Aerodactyl. I mean, that's kind of like the most boring thing to say of all time, but they're both just like obviously going to be super strong in any of these situations. I was kind of, I don't know, I was kind of expecting like specs on the Spectre, or if not, then like some sort of sub CM. I was definitely thinking it would be like some type of win con. So my whole my whole thing, I guess, was just making sure that Polt would stay alive to be able to deal with it, and then also just like have the Mamo to deal with the Aerodactyl. Um, and then in terms of like what to win with, I was kind of the Revavroom just looks like really strong into his team. He doesn't have a whole lot that can like defensively check it. So a lot of a lot of the game plan was just trying to find ways to position it in to get off a shift gear.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seems to work out pretty well. No spoilers yet, but we'll see this wonderful first turn. Um, and boom.
Yeah,
That
perhaps a little too well.
yeah. So was that a banded? I assume it's scarf, right? If you're trying to keep it under control.
Oh no, this was banded.
Okay.
This was banded.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Yeah.
If non-banned killed, that'd be pretty evil.
So yeah, he's kind of demoralized at this point, but he actually ends up playing like okay, another miss. He ends up playing like a really competitive game from all this, which is like yeah, nice finish.
Yeah, it's kind of outrageous. And I don't know, that kind of says something about me, to be honest. But
Nah,
the,
he's a
the
good
the
player.
toxics he was getting off were hurting for sure.
Yeah, Araquanid's a big threat too. Was your removal okay? Probably Mana Buzz. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
double toxic. And yeah, problematic Glimmet for you. This thing actually
It
has some
really is.
yeah, it's got some good
It's
attack
a good
moves.
matchup. If the Rev of Room isn't air balloon, that thing is like pretty evil into me.
Then ooh, I don't know if he like was just feeling himself there, but that was a sick ass like
That
that was
was
awesome.
that was not ready for that at all.
Yeah, Kamala's such a weird guy. Like I think he's like 3 or 4 points. As rapid, it's just a weird mon. You can run like a last resort scarf set with sleep talk, really strong, Terra normal. Shout out Dom. So yeah, lot of good stuff. Wood hammer, why not? And
Hmm. For the fans.
yeah, so I mean, you're kind of walking him down at this point. He's making like the best plays possible, but it just
Yeah, it's like no, he just doesn't have like the defensive backbone for it anymore without the Rotom and having like the spec like I know like in hindsight obviously like the Spectre is set, but like you can't really switch that into anything.
no.
It's just risking too much.
I'm
So
I'm wondering if it was like a screens Rotom or something. Like screens have been so popular this season with good reason. They're fine.
I think it was Scarf actually,
Ah,
which
okay.
I don't I which he didn't EV it to be faster than the Pult. I'm not 100% sure what it was probably meant to like live something,
I
but
gotcha. So you're thinking you have easy access right here with the whole okay and a flinch. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's so bad. It's just so bad. It doesn't feel good. Like I'm probably winning the game at that point anyways, but like there was
Yeah.
just no need. You didn't need to do that and make the diff look even worse.
Yeah, that's an evil game for Dom and uh like a genuine heartfelt I'm sorry. Not that we've done anything collectively, but it's just been a rough season from a hacks perspective. But that's Mons.
No, yeah, and when we talked about it after, I was like, yeah, dude, like I know you're telling me I played well, but I can't take that, bro. I can't take that one home and, tell my mom about that game. There's no way.
Well, he's got to say that gritting through his teeth as well. Like
Hmm.
there's I think Amish said it a few weeks ago. Like sometimes you just don't say anything and let it cool off for a bit. So good sportsmanship from Dom
Yeah.
and another good performance from Mr. Side B. Moving on, we got Klecker versus Axtix something. He's the German guy that's been beating everybody's ass, and I think this week was also a pretty good display. So let's take a look at the guy that probably shouldn't be in the league. Great. Uh, More pivot spam from both of these guys. I play Klecker this week. That's gonna be fun. He really likes that lead Weavile. I think he led that against somebody. It was Eli, right? So Terra Avalug. Okay. No progress. Like some progress was made for like the first 20 something turns. I remember we'll just click through it and kind of just guess at what happened maybe. Okay. So it's a utility UC. Uh Terra Avalug with those moves. Actually, no, a lot of progress being made by Arctix, and looks like really only this thing is toxic, and there's Stealth Rock on that side. So uh, spin blocking here with the Sinistra. Uh, Not much that Cyclozar can do once the knockoff is procced and the Polar Bear is gone. So we're looking at a standstill. Um, no ground really hurts here because he can just click free volt switches all day, not rack up that toxic damage. It's just the switching with rocks. And we have our first scary turn with the Dunsparce. It's already showed Boom Burst. I'm almost certain this is a 2 at KO. No, wow, what a bulky Uxie. Cool. But he's already revealed every single move he's got, put more light screens up, and this is probably, yeah, just more fodder for Sandy Shocks. This mon's been really impressive this season. We've seen Sandy Shocks just pivot and pivot and pivot. So yeah, real cool. This is kind of scary. You got this Greninja behind a screen, and nope, it is Dunsparce putting up that Calm Mind and tanking some hits, and Greninja goes down. So more light screen stuff from Muxie, um, and then it just removes hazards from the field. Pretty sure we're going to get ourselves a knock here into Rotom. Okay. And that's pretty clean. Looks like Cartana was maybe that. Okay, it was a Slackberry set. So really prudent move on the part of Arctix to knock that off. There's also a really neat like Swords Dance Timid variant you can bring with Cartana, which boosts its speed at the cost of some initial attacking points. So Swords Dance Timid, check that out, Mr. Klecker. Just not against me this week. That one's pretty good. And yeah, we kind of get the picture. Um, really good player here. Now there was like a lot of great plays being made, but just not enough to go into this team. I don't even know if the team's good or he's just an amazing player. But yeah, congrats to Arctix. Next, we got Leo versus Buddy. Buddy recently switched to their team up a little bit. Um, he added Altaria, Dracovish, trying to make it a bit more scary. Versus Leo. Leo is one of our undefeated coaches. Um, he's got a pretty prolific squad of Mons, and we'll just see how this goes. Buddy's a very creative builder, and as you can see, turn one, I believe, procking the stamina. Pretty neat stuff there. And gets the kill with the electro shot. So revenge with the Rabambi. I'm honestly not sure whether what's the ground here. That's like a Nidoqueen maybe. Either way, Scarf would have been pretty interesting here as well. But hindsight, as always, is 2020. Can't expect that. Yeah. So ends up making some uh, decent neutral ground here, and we get a Whirlpool Polytoad. Neat. Um, Protect Whirlpool Polytoad. Probably not Terra, right? I don't know. I just played this team last week. I don't recall. Um, yeah, misses the Whirlpool, and that's unfortunate. I think there's a turn here. Nope, Altaria. Okay, cool. So completely reads him like a book, unfortunately, and again reads him like a book, unfortunately. So we're buddies in the spin cycle here. He's got sticky webs on his side versus a pretty healthy team over here from Leo. It's been a pretty fast-paced game, and Whirlpool finally does take out the Bumblebee. And now we have a Manaphy in the Rain. Pretty sick stuff. Good encore from Buddy. Good sets. Just not enough firepower at the end of the day to take down this Necrozma. And it ends up making significant strides here. I think that was even a Meteor Beam Power Herb set. Pretty nasty. And yeah, Necrozma kind of busting some holes. And we have a fun little Trailblaze Scarf Cinderace to clean up the game. So GG's from Buddy. I think that that Shell Smash, even with Swift Swim, wouldn't have mattered given the advanced speed of Cinderace and just more continued suffering on the end of Buddy. All right, next we got the uh, Fly Guy versus Adalov. Um, kind of, Eli was stressed out about this matchup legitimately, and he reached out to Amish and me for help, and we did help him. So shout out me and Amish for soothing our league owner. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting fight. We have a good fat team on Adalov's part versus some really intimidating breaking mons from Eli. So we'll get started. Um, got Lopunny kind of outpacing everything on the team. There's a Roaring Moon that Eli didn't bring. Roaring Moon is kind of trash into Adalov's team, unfortunately, especially given the what is this triage comfy. Yeah, so really tough to bring that thing. So unlimited speed control on the part of Lopunny. Um, there's what's really tough about this game is there's a lot of regenerating and pivoting from Slowbro. It's some good plays being made here there, and we have also a Spikes Ogerpon. All out attacking Ogerpon also look pretty good, but Spikes is debilitating into Adalov's team, um, simply because he doesn't have a lot of reliable removal, and that's a huge problem. Um, when you have just I think it's Rotom as the only defogger, and you don't see it, you basically are like prioritize clicking that. So big guy hair cross over here. Um, That's some just insane damage from Rock Blast. Good switch. And yeah, Heracross put in a lot of good work there into the core of the team. You got Pin Missile for Slowbro, Rock Blast for the Arcanine, etc. And yeah, we're back in a decent spot. Got Rest. I think it's Mono Rest. No, yeah, just Chestaberry. Yeah, Mono Rest, Primarina. Pretty sick for longevity purposes, and we can finally start making a little bit of headway into this Lopunny who is running around faking out you turning like a mad person. Okay, a little bro on bro action, king on bro action, and yeah, I think a Rocky helmet. I mentioned this to him in prep would have been preferable for this thing. Physical megas. I've said this before, but uh, they really struggle into Rocky helmet slash uh, Iron Barb mons. Like I think it's just Ferrothorn, but yeah, you basically just chip them down every turn, and they have no decision about it if they make a contact move, which most of them do. Um, the ones worth clicking anyways. So gotta look out for that. Um, it really punishes, especially Mega Lopunny. That's why I don't think it's that good. You need a lot of knockoff support. Moving on. That's kind of a scary moment for. Okay. Yeah, I see. Rocks up. Starmie online. It's looking like a good day to be Rhyperior. So here's the sick Custap bring. Instead of Rocky Helmet, just chunk it all at once with that Custap Earthquake. Pretty solid stuff right there. And now you force it out with the Scald Starmie. So a lot of good work done on Eli's part. And this Slowbo is really keeping the Heracross at bay with these constant future sights. I love that. And Starmie's forced to take it, but it ends up tricking the Choice Scarf. Excellent play, bring there by our courageous owner. And yeah, Adalov's been putting up like real scraps. Like the record may indicate something, but watching these games and it's always pretty close. He's making good plays and he's going up against good opponents. It's just Mons. And then Sub obviously pretty devious here on the Heracross, getting him to live some. So good work from the big bug boy. And yeah, GG's. Actually, that was kind of scary towards the end with the flare blitz. Without the right EVs, I don't know how that would have gone. All right, next we got Primer versus Bad Guy Cam. Primer is sitting, pretty well right now. He's played some tough opponents and he's come out positive, and Cam's just unfortunately going on a slide. So We'll see how this game plays out. Off the bat, I can't speak for him, but let's see. Yeah, Mega Pidgeot just sucks. That's all I can think about when I see these types of teams. You're really struggling to make significant progress with this guy. He's just dog shit. But as bad as I think Mega Pidgeot is, it's not helped at all by a crit flinch turn one with this Iron Jugulus. So yeah, that's tough breaks for our protagonist Cam. Um, but we'll see some more moves. Scoutdurge is extremely problematic into the Garchomp. Uh, Misses the Wisp, and you'd say, why is he swapping that into a Garchomp? Um, or why is he swapping that into a Skeledurge with Will-O-Wisp? I don't know, frankly. Oh yeah, he's got rest. So rest Chesto, wake up, and we are in the identical position we were in. That is tough shit. So yeah, that's like deflating for your primary win con. It looks like um, going into this beast of a Skeledurge. I don't really see a lot of stuff that can help you there. Maybe the toxic with the Glamora, or maybe a Hurricane with Mega Pidgeot. But finally gets this Crocodile low enough to come in and okay, yeah. Overall, like a really bad matchup it seems for Cam into Primer, and Primer brought some good brings too. Really like the Feeny and the Cornerstone here. I think those clean up late game. Spoiler alert, but obviously I don't know the team sheets, what sort of matchup gravity exists there. But yeah, this turtle's pretty darn good, huh? This Torterra. I think it's not been really explored in past seasons, and I think Primer's really utilizing it well, all throughout. So good stuff there. Aurora is actually like causing a few problems just because you got to play around it, and Terra Fairy Moonblast are never fun to take. But a good brick break for the Aurora Veil with your Bonker. Love that. And do we see a Trailblaze sweep? So this should probably take a Ice Beam. Nope, it just crits instead. So good good stuff there from the Bonker guy. And another Ivy Cudgel, another crit. Oh, it's not Cam season, huh? And another crit. Why not? We're already doing it. We're on a roll. Wow. And he lives. This cornerstone can do really anything. Another Trailblaze. Mm. And the Rocky Helmet took him out. But pretty solid stuff. And we're gonna see some cleaning action from. Oh, it's a game though, because nope. I was gonna say it was a game, but we do have the Feeny with the setup set. So this is nasty. Not much Zera can do here. I think this will do half. Nope, less than half. And no weakness policy because we are probably a resist berry of some kind for a Glamora. So really good stuff. Primer's been nope, citrus berry. Awesome. So we've got somebody really loud in the chat now. Just kidding, Eli. Cool. So Primer, another big win, and Cam unfortunately had some more hacks. Gordon played today, and then Wasteca versus EM played today. We'll go look at mine. It's not super interesting. Joe's not on the call, but uh, he's got a really good team, and he didn't bring any of his best mons, so I kind of over prep for those and under prep for some of these guys. Also, with a rivalry match, I was making some boneheaded plays. This was just brain dead on my part. I knew he was going to trick me something, but I was just greeting rocks. And yeah, he's in a really strong spot with his Trick Room plan already coming up to fruition. And I didn't toxic there the toxic was relatively free, but I didn't know if this was immunity or not. Immunity actually makes sense, so I just go back to my slow bro. Probably should have had body press for the Snorlax. I did have it for a while, but whatever. End up getting the chip on old Snorlax. Trick Room's running out, and yeah, good set from Joe. It's uh, it's kind of dead in the water though to Brute Bonnet. So I get a free crunch, and this was an interesting turn. He actually clicked Trick Room there, but it has negative priority. He was not aware of that at the time, so I just basically claimed the Klefki. That could have put the Snorlax online again, at least to take some damage. And yeah, so Doxbun is pretty weak. I end up getting my Toxic off on this thing, so I've made a little bit of progress here with Gliscor getting up a Stealth Rock and Toxic into this Doxbun. Here I scout the item. If he stays in, I know it's AV or it's the Poison Berry, and kind of read Joe like a book there because I just know how he plays. Sometimes you play with people a lot, you know what they're going to bring. And
Were you max defense, Gliscor?
what do you say?
Were you max defense, Gliscor?
I don't think so. I think Doxbun just sucks.
I was just about to say that, dude. That's like brutal.
Yeah, it's like max special defense actually, I think, for me. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know actually. I'll take a look at the EVs. But yeah, I'm in a bad spot from a gameplay perspective. I've got like most of his team pretty weak, and I've got rocks up. I'm curious about the Tornadus with being some sort of choice item, and these are the two Terra options. So I'm really kind of crapping my pants here. Um, and I assume right that he's not going to be a phasing Mudsdale. I don't know what he would run, but Roar is a move, right? So I click Iron Defense again. Uh, I don't I don't know really what's going through his head, but I was just trying to get the weakness policy off and just sweep. So really unfortunate that he phased here. I was kind of kicking myself for not bringing Seed Bomb either because it was like probably a Terra Water, and now he's just farming these staminas. So forgets that he can't rest there. On the Oh, it doesn't have body press. Okay, sweet. Yep. He forgets that he can't rest there, and I've made significant chip, which puts him in range of the Iron Moth. So here I stay in. He's really wanting to rest, I can tell. And he's trying to catch my Coco or my Moth. And instead of that, it's a hard read. I just go with the Coco Iron Defense up, and now I get my weakness policy off, and that's game. So I don't know if, yeah, that probably killed if it was Scarf, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I thought I had it if it was not Scarf. Um, Definitely either way. But yeah, really close game, deceptively. Um, Probably didn't play my best, but I also brought like a god set into his team, and it worked out with a good read. So Joe played, great and brought some great sets too. It's going to be tough sledding for the rest of Hades when they have to go up against the Charizard. I'll be honest, and looking forward to seeing the rest of those games. All right, next we got Wasteca versus EM. Uh, so I actually helped Wastecar a little bit with just some thinking about the matchup, and I thought it was a pretty interesting look going into a really strong team from EM. EM's got a really good team that's balanced. It has speed control options with the sticky web, longevity. It's can outstall you with the Aegis Slash, and even Mega Garchomp fits really well, along with a great cleaner in Iron Vow. So Wasteca had his work cut out for him. Mocked him a little bit, and it wasn't 1-to-1, but the Arbalava with Citrus Berry was a great bring. It has great coverage into a Wasteca's team. So we end up. We'll just show you how it goes. Um, One other thing was removal was not like fantastic with this team. So I stressed to him that Tidy Up was probably your best bring. I think the other one was like a Defog Thunderous Therian. But yeah, good starting plays with Mousehold. Little Tidy Up action, and I think this populate. Oh, the Encore. That's tough. Probably could have killed with a Terra Blast, but good switch here to the Tinglu, and good read also on EM's part with the knockoff. That was a good mid ground play. Okay. So I don't think Tinglu can really hit this very well, besides with a Ruination or a Whirlwind. So that's what he does, and he's got the rocks up. So good starting advantage. Um, yeah, immediately goes back out of that. And that's somehow outspeeds. I've never seen Tinglu outspeed anything. That is really cool. Okay. So population bomb coming from the Mousehold. I think it does get Brick Break or some fighting move. I'm not entirely sure about that. But unfortunately, I don't think it was brought. I think all four move. Yep, they're already revealed. But gets a lot of damage off on this Tyranitar. So much so that with a max roll, it is a 2-hit KO. And unfortunately, it only hits twice. So it missed at the whatever percentage chance that was. Brutal. Now your Mousehold's gone. And this Arbalava comes in. But got the U-turn. Good tech there. Um, and unfortunately, the Citrus Berry is just absolutely insane. And he gets another harvest and another Citrus Berry. So basically nothing. That is tough sledding. But we have a Rain Dance, which was what we were suggesting earlier on the Excel Gore. Bring in your Basculegion. This is a pretty big threat into his team, especially with Rocks up. Nothing likes taking it. It's got Shadow Ball. Um, Ice Beam does pretty much everything, and Iron Vow has very low special defense. So, EM's playing this pretty well. It's got certain immunities, and he's just kind of stalling out rain turns. So, dang, the Citrus Berry procs keep coming too. What a strong mon. I think this is max special attack from what I saw in the paste, but great bring on EM's part. I never know if I'm saying his name right. And another Citrus Berry being found is just absolutely killer. Um, yeah, really tough into this build, but yeah, little yeah, just kind of cleans up with no rain. Your win con's basically gone. But yeah, knockoff finally, and uh, yeah, this would have been like a really cool little set, but unfortunately, EM's played well and has a great team, and Wastecow actually played really well too. So good match, and yeah, just a quick one. Next, we got Gordon versus 616. Gordon has had some rough luck this season, and we're trying to turn it around today. Don't want to spoil it, but 616 is coming off a pretty good win against the Zeus division, and his scary team is looking really, really solid here. So let's see what happens. I'm sure some of y'all saw it, but yeah. So first things first is this Aggron is playing really aggressive. It's setting up turn one, and I think he mentioned he did have rocks. That would have been pretty good because I don't see any removal here. Maybe something gets defogged, but that would have been nice. But instead, it is a timely webs, and also there's very little removal on 616's side. So good pressure being applied by Gordon first thing. Um, and yeah, he's kind of in the driver's seat right now. He's does whatever he wants against the Salamence. He needed that defog, knocks off, getting some progress, and unfortunately didn't click the Stone the first time. So back out to Agron, who continues to set up in the face of danger. Untimely para. I think there was some tilting going on here because of a crescendoing number of hacks, but that's the game we play, right? Says the guy that gets lucky a lot. Okay. So yeah, Webb's really good into this team. Um, and here's the freeze. Yeah, that's brutal. Probably clicking Shadow Ball if I remember correctly. And yeah, that's just tough sledding. If you notice, Cloth pretty solid. I don't know if it gets anything to hit Aggron, but it's been regenerating a little bit, coming in and out. I like that guy. It's pretty cool. Nice little shiny too. And yep, Tapu Lele. That's scarf damage, I believe, not specs. But it's tough because that's also a Terra Florges, if I remember correctly. And yeah. Um, yeah, 616 is just kind of having a tough time. It doesn't have removal anymore with default gone, so um, it's only a matter of time. Stone Edge Mist gets him back, but yep, Sticky Web back up. So Gordon's just kind of playing this from the back. Seems like he's got a good plan down. He's got Sticky Webs. He's got Curum in the back, and yeah, just kind of controlling the game in a methodical fashion. I think it's a. I really don't like these early GGs because this is still faster than everything, and without this tech coming up from Gordon, could have been a lot stickier. Pun intended. Uh, hmm. I don't think that crit mattered. Probably not. But he does pack the Chapel. That was a great bring on his part, and yeah, the other option was also probably a vacuum wave onto a close combat if he didn't have it. But good bring. No crit there to screw over Gordon this time, and Gordon gets his first win of the season. So that wraps it up for our power, whatever hell we're doing, and watch throughs. Hope you guys had a great time. And did I share my screen at all during that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Saw it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, it was a pleasure, gentlemen, and we'll catch up sometime next week, maybe. All right.
Appreciate it, son.
Thanks. Bye.